Ashley Corpley, and I am honored to be sharing two stories with you today that center on the theme of Little Leaders, Big Difference. Did you know that you have the ability to be a leader to children and adults right now? Did you know that everything in this life started with just one person's decision? You have the potential to be the good. You will change the world. Our first story is titled The Gum Initiative and is adapted from Kirk A. Wessler's The Dog Poop Initiative. Find out how one boy's actions allowed him to become a leader one fateful day on the playground. Ring, 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 ring went the school bell. Recess, Nolan's favorite time of the school day. It was a time where he could relax, talk with friends, laugh, and most importantly, slide down the brand new slide. He couldn't wait. Nolan raced to the door and waited patiently as his teacher, Mrs. Jefferson, lined up the rest of his class and opened the door. Fresh air hit his face and he ran to the slide where he waited in line. Man, was it a big line for the slide. He waited and he waited and he waited. Then he realized he wasn't moving anywhere. What's taking so long, he wondered. Nolan reached up on his tiptoes and looked around. Couldn't see anything, so he tapped the girl in front of him. Tap, 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 tap. Excuse me, he said. Do you know what the holdup is? The girl with the long braid turned around. Yeah, so there's gum on the slide. There's like gum in the middle of the slide, and the recess teachers are having to use this platform to have the kids climb up to the middle of the slide after where the gum is and slide down the rest. It's not the same and it's not nearly as fun, but we have to go out of the way of the gum, so I guess it works okay. The little girl sighed. The boy thought a moment. Nolan thought and he thought. Gum on the slide. Who put gum on the slide? He asked. The girl said, I don't know, some kid from last recess. Nolan thought a minute. Then he had an idea. He ran to the janitor's closet. He got a scraper and some paper towels. Then he ran up to the front of the line where he tapped the recess teachers on the shoulder, and he asked if he could clean up the slide. The recess teachers gladly let him climb onto the platform, and Nolan scraped the gum off the metal with his scraper, and he wiped it clean with a paper towel. Nolan climbed down the platform, got back into his place in line, and waited for the slide. The girl with the braid was surprised. She turned around. Why did you clean the slide? It wasn't even your mess. Nolan shrugged. I know, but I wanted to slide down the slide, and I wanted everyone to be able to slide down the whole slide and have lots of fun. So I decided to clean it up. It wasn't that big of a deal. The girl thought a moment. Thank you, she said. You're welcome, said Nolan. The line went faster than ever after that, and he was able to slide down the slide 3 times before the end of recess bell rang. The end. It might not have been Nolan's mess, but Nolan's decision to clean up the gum made it so he could have a wonderful recess and his fellow classmates. Our next story is titled Because of You, and it is adapted by Mo Williams' book Because. Find out how one person's choice affects so many others. Because Shakespeare wrote plays, Arthur Miller decided to try his hand at writing a play as well. Because Arthur Miller wrote really good plays, his plays were to be produced on Broadway. Because his plays were to be produced on Broadway, several people got jobs. Because one woman studied acting her whole life, she was cast in his play. Because one man went to school for theater and acted his entire life, he was also cast in the play. Because someone worked very, very hard directing plays, he became the director of the play. Because someone created a poster for the play, tickets were sold. Because the janitors swept the floors and cleaned the seats, the house was ready to open. Because one father won two free tickets to the show, he decided to take his daughter with him. Because an usher helped the father and the daughter to their seats, the father and daughter were able to enjoy the show. Because this was a professional theater production, everyone was quiet. In row G, seat 16, sat the little girl, the daughter of the father who had won the free ticket. Because the curtain rose, the show began. Because everyone had worked so hard to make it such a good play, the girl fell in love. The girl was changed. The show changed her. And from that moment on, the girl decided she wanted to write plays, just like Arthur Miller. Over time, the girl wrote many plays. She worked very hard and studied and studied. Because she worked hard, her plays were produced. Because the girl was also lucky, her plays were produced on Broadway. In row G, seat 16, sat her father, cheering her on, because that night, someone else's life was changed. Everything happens with just one person's decision. I hope you enjoyed the theme of Little Leaders, Big Difference, and I hope you realize what a big difference you can make in others' lives. Thank you so much for listening.